Howard Brickner, along with my business partner, Michael Palazzolo, and welcome to Smart Money. And today, behind the glass, we have Tommy DeDoja and production Kimberly Branch helping us sound and look great. And today is our second broadcast of Smart Money, where we want to share our thoughts about the industry. And actually, today we're going to take a little bit of a different take on our podcast, and that is really kind of discussing who we are and what our experience is coming together and how we've been able to build a very successful business.
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to basically introduce ourselves and who we are, not only as professional money managers, but as people. And we've had this business partnership now for 23 years. And we wanted to just introduce ourselves and talk about a little bit of our background and history and how this Fortress Financial business and our business relationship started and where we are today. Ward and I think we met about 26 years ago. We both worked for a Wall Street firm, because back in the day, in the 90s, you had to work on Wall Street. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
And so we worked for a place, broker-dealer, W.J. Nolan, and it was 2 Wall Street, so we were right across the street from the New York
Right
Stock.
at the heart of it all.
Right across from the New York Stock Exchange. We could have taken my shoe off and hit the building. That's how close we were, you know? And like that was the place to be.
It was. And things have changed over the years, but it was a great place to cut your teeth.
It was, yeah.
And to learn the business. And, and it was a great time because we got to meet each other. I was the senior trader for the firm. Michael was one of the top retail brokers. And we had started doing seminars together.
Yeah.
While we were at 2 Wall.
Yep.
And, and then September 11th happened.
Yeah.
And that day, changed the lives, and the trajectory of many lives that day. And it definitely changed our lives and the course of our business. We were actually going to be purchased.
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks or in a week before or a week after, I think September 11th, we were going to be purchased by a larger firm.
Yeah, I think it was a week after, yeah.
And their building was condemned,
right.
And they said, look, work at home, and things were just really kind of scattered, and they were not going to be able to build out a big trading desk for me as was planned, and I had to make a career switch. And Michael has a talent, and I have a talent, and we decided to put those talents together, and I think we were traveling in on the high-speed ferry.
Yeah, we stopped because at that time it was such a crazy time in life. And we did not take the subways because, first of all, they closed our office down for like 2 or 3 days because the market closed. And so when we had to go back into the city, taking the subway was something we didn't really feel comfortable with at that point. So what we did is I would drive from where I lived in Suffolk County over to the Glen Cove. Remember, Glen Cove had the ferry that would take us into the city. And on that ferry, we basically put this plan together of how we would form this Fortress Financial entity or partnership. And we both realized with the different talents that we had, I was more of a money manager trader at the time, because back in the go-go 90s, everything was buying and selling stocks and building portfolios and getting on the phone and managing money that way, where your talent was you were trading, you were head of the trading desk, you did a lot of the due diligence for the products, and you offered those products to the sales force, which I was one of the people.
A lot
there.
of bonds,
preferred
stocks,
a
lot of product knowledge. You're very good on the phone.
Yeah, and you were great with the information.
You can communicate
Thank you.
well something in 5 minutes, and I take 30.
Yeah, but your knowledge of the products was so important for me, and it lent a lot of value to what I was working when I worked with my clients. It added a lot of value to what I was doing. So on this, remember on the ferry, we were talking and we realized, let's put this partnership together, because I think we can really branch out and do some great things. So, but what we wanted to achieve was we wanted to bring together a team of people that worked behind Ward and I, where we would go and have an estate attorney or accounting firms that we worked with, where we can offer life insurance planners at that point, but now we do a lot of the life insurance. Life insurance planning, we had other various professionals working behind us where we can pick and choose and add professional people to add value to Fortress Financial.
Yeah, well, and
it was a process of elimination because it took us many years to find the right team of people, but now we obviously have that.
Yeah, and Michael, we came to that decision because the firm that eventually did purchase us was a larger firm, and we needed expertise to help our clients with all the different things, that one has to look at when they're looking at their financial landscape.
Exactly.
And all they really wanted, the large firms, all they really wanted was an avenue to push out their products.
Right.
They really had no interest in helping us build a strategic partnership. So when we broke away from the large firm, we had to make a decision where we're going to get brick and mortar and hire all these different talents, or stay lean and mean and go out and find strategic partners that can bring those services to our clients. And as you said, it's taken several years to kind of go through and see who plays well in the sandbox.
Right, and the reason why it took some years, as you know, it takes years to find people that have the same integrity that we have. Anybody can sell a product. We're in a product-oriented business, right? I mean, you can sell a bond, you can sell a stock, you can sell an ETF, a UIT, a unit investment trust, UIT, a mutual fund, whatever. But it's the integrity that's behind, and the management skill and the communication skills that you need to have when you work with people and their money. And so it's easy just to put a product in front of somebody and make money. And that's not what we wanted to do, finding these strategic partners. We wanted people that had the same type of, I guess, like a moral fiber that we have, basically. And so it takes a little bit of a process.
No, it does.
I think we got there now.
Well, it's been to our benefit. It's been to our clients' benefit. And, we've been able to build a very successful practice, by, I know this sounds very cliche to put the client first.
Yeah.
But it's true. People go, do you sell annuities? Well, only if it makes sense.
Right.
Annuities.
Again, that's a product trying just to push the product in front of somebody.
Yeah.
If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, then you take a different path.
Yeah. And
Right.
it's the questions that we get, do you sell this? Do you sell that? Well, it all depends on what the client needs, how they're trying to achieve what it is that they're trying to eventually get to. And some people take different paths. Some people feel more comfortable working, with an annuity. Other people don't. We're not a blue shirt salesman, so we're all going to sell you a blue shirt. We're there to see what it is that you need.
Yeah.
And then if it's not in our wheelhouse, we have absolutely no problem bringing people in and having the proper recommendation to them. And it's a lot of what we do also is based on where we are and who we are. And we have, started working with American Portfolios, I think about 10 or 12, 14.
I know. I think
how many years of it? 14?
It's been a while. I think it's probably
10 years
close
ago?
to 10, yeah.
10
Yeah.
years ago?
Yeah. Yes.
And a lot of people
yes,
don't.
10, yeah.
And when we are speaking to prospects, we're explaining who American Portfolios is, because I know it's not a household name like a Morgan Stanley or a Merrill Lynch.
Right.
But we wanted an independent firm because a lot of the CPAs that we work with want independence. They love the independent.
And as do we.
Absolutely.
I'd rather work for American Portfolios than a Morgan Stanley because it's more of a homespun type of atmosphere where if you have an issue, you deal with you're dealing with the powers to be, and it's very comfortable. And I'm very, very happy working for we're not a small company. I think now with the Osaic merger, I think it's 10,000 brokers.
There's been an Osaic merger and
$500 billion under management.
500 plus. Yeah, we went from.
But they still kept that small homespun feel where they they come in, they want to make sure we're fine. I mean, we work with great people.
It starts at the top. Lon Dolber
So
has been
it's great. Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
very accommodating. We just saw him in the hallway the other week,
Yeah.
and the first thing he says, "How you guys doing?
Yeah.
What do you need from me
Yeah.
to help you and your clients?"
That's priceless.
Knows you by name, shakes your hand, and it's from the top all the way down.
Right.
And that helps us to bring the proper solutions to people when you have the support and the resources of the company behind you. And now it's even bigger.
Well said.
And better. And because of the Osaic merger, instead of 35 plus billion, I think we have now 500 plus billion under management, and we went from approximately 800 brokers to almost 10,000 plus. So, we have, the resources behind us. We're swinging a bigger bat, but yet we still haven't lost the independence. They're still very, very strong in the independence. As a matter of fact, I think we're one of the largest independent broker dealers on the street now.
Yeah.
And that just brings a tremendous amount of resources to us that helps us with our client base. And
I want to get into just a little bit of the process we utilize of managing money, and how we just build portfolios. A lot of our portfolios that we build for our clients they're all individualized, right? Because we don't just it's not a cookie cutter approach where you fill out a questionnaire and we get the risk rewards, and then we put together a string of mutual funds or a few bond funds or what have you, and John Smith's portfolio looks like Mary Jones's portfolio. It's not like that at all. We customize portfolios for all our clients, and we utilize various different products. And the reason why we like the independence of an American portfolio is because we're not buying the mutual fund of, let's say, the Morgan Stanley or the JP Morgan, and and we don't need to get into how all that works. But we basically build portfolios and we customize portfolios for the individual's financial landscape.
And the reason being is that everyone needs a different rate of return.
Right. And everybody has a different risk reward. I mean, we worked with
They
people
have different amounts of money, different expenses.
Yes.
Different.
And we worked with people in their 40s who were very, very conservative and only wanted individual bonds. But we work with other people in their mid to late 80s, and they want the accounts to grow because they want to leave as much money as a legacy to their family. So everybody is different. It's not a cookie cutter approach where you say, okay, this person's 35 years old, it has to be very aggressive, or it has to. There's always an interview, there's always a lot of communication, and then when the process of management starts and it continues, we're always communicating with clients. We don't do anything with a client or trade or what have you, or changing the account without a phone call and a conversation.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
So it's important that, because the process of how we work and the various different products at our fingertips is essential to talk about it a little bit.
And part of our mantra is protection, savings, and growth. We have to, a lot of times we put ourselves last. If we're talking money management, that's really more of the growth side, but you really need to have the protection in place, so we're not afraid to bring in other people and to make sure that the client has their wills and trusts and all of that in order, to have their insurances, looked at and taken care of properly, be it homeowners insurance or what have you.
Sometimes the investments come later down the line. It's a good point. Yeah.
So we want to be, not just, the investment person, but the person that becomes the quarterback and helps, or the general on the field, and brings in various elements that make up a financial landscape, because a lot of people don't really know how to do that, or a lot of people have various pieces of estate planning and no one's coordinating the pieces. So we help people coordinate the pieces. We bring in the experts. We have a network of people that we recommend. And, and the money, when we get to the money management, people have a very good understanding of why they need to earn a certain amount of return on their money. Right. And it's not just, well, the market went up 40%. How come I'm up 20? Well, you don't need 20, and you don't need the risk.
Yeah, exactly. And to piggyback on what you're saying is they have a strong foundation now, because all those very specific elements are in place. Now it's a good time to start the investments because the foundation is built. Instead of rushing in, again, thinking about making the dollar first and just doing the investments, and a lot of the foundation is not built, and the house can come crumbling down. So it's a good point. And a lot of our business now is with accounting firms, law firms, and a lot of the business is now IRA transfers. We do a lot of IRA rollovers.
401k.
401ks, right, where people work
rolling.
for companies. Exactly. People work for companies, retire or move on to a different company, and they have this 401k plan just languishing at the employers, at the old job, the employers that they worked for.
Limited choices, no oversight.
No management. So now they've been moving and rolling over those 401ks, and we've been opening IRA accounts where they roll over the 401k into an IRA account, and now they can get professional management, they can get communication, etc.
Yeah, it's there's two stages in life. One is the accumulation stage, and then one is the distribution stage.
Right.
And a lot of people, now that they have this big chunk of money in the 401k plan, now how do I convert that? How do I convert that to a stream of income in retirement?
And most people don't know that 401k plan is portable after they leave that job.
Yeah.
And so it's important for us to discuss that also. We do a lot of business in 401k transfers.
Yeah, in helping people build, the best thing that we can do is to help people build guaranteed, inflation-adjusted streams of income in retirement, and helping them manage the risk of the market. Because what if you pick the wrong time to retire? Yeah. And the market, happens to go down 20, 30% year 1 or 2. I mean, that happened in 07, 08.
It did.
When the market dropped.
In 01, 02 also.
Yeah, 40, 50%, $1 million portfolio suddenly is $600,000. People are saying we can't retire. So we help people avoid the what ifs by planning. And,
and that's where customized portfolios come into play.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's, we're happy that, we have the opportunity to make these videos, to tell people who we are, where we are, and how we can help people. And it's a pleasure to work with you. I have a great business partner.
And likewise also.
We have families. I have 3 grown, kids, 23 to 26, and
I have
you
have
2 and a new
grandson.
New grandson.
Became a grandfather.
So if you need time and I need time, it's a great partnership. We work well.
We do.
It's seamless with our clients. So if you happen to take off, I'm there for you, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So the partnerships worked great.
Yeah, we're blessed. We have a good working relationship. And it's been a good ride, and there's a lot more years to ride. So I'm looking.
Yeah, we're not looking to.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to retire anytime soon.
No, not.
I'm actually having a good time with this, and able to live my life and help people.
Yeah.
So
well said. Well, anyway, so this was the second episode for Smart Money, Fortress Financial Award, Brickner and Michael Palazzolo. We thought that this was a very important podcast to put together to show people who we are, and hopefully this was informative for people who watched. And if you have any interest or you would like to speak with us or call us, the information will be below the link. So thank you very much.
Take care.